You're not broke because you're bad with money. You're broke because you're loud with it. Every flex, every treat yourself, every impulse buy, quietly killing your net worth. Wealthy people don't do that. They make 7 specific moves, in silence, while everyone else spends to look rich. Move 4 changes everything, and almost nobody does it. Next 8 minutes fix that. Before we start, I'm not talking about someone who inherited money or got lucky with one stock. I'm talking about ordinary people, normal salaries, who quietly built real wealth while looking completely unremarkable. No flex, no luxury car in the driveway. Just 7 decisions, repeated for years. Here's move 1. Move 1. Automate savings first. Move 1. They pay themselves before anyone else touches their paycheck. The moment income hits their account, a fixed percentage, usually around 20%, moves straight into savings or investments, automatically, before rent, before bills, before anything else, not whatever's left at the end of the month, because that number is always 0. If saving depends on willpower, it loses. Every time. Willpower runs out by day 3, especially during a sale. But automation doesn't get tired and doesn't negotiate with itself at 11 p.m. It just moves the money on schedule without asking permission. Set up 1 automatic transfer on payday, and you've already won the month before you've spent a single dollar. This one habit alone separates people who build wealth from people who just talk about it. Move 2. Resist lifestyle inflation. Move 2. When their income goes up, their spending doesn't follow. This is the biggest wealth killer. Nobody warns you about lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, so you upgrade the apartment, the car, the vacations. Income goes up 20%, spending goes up 25%, and somehow you feel more broke than before. Wealthy people break this cycle on purpose. When they earn more, the gap between income and spending gets wider, not smaller, and that gap is what actually builds wealth. It's not about how much you make. It's about the space between what you make and what you spend. Keep that space wide and it compounds. Let it close and you're running the same race forever, just faster. Move 3. Boring, consistent investing. Move 3. They invest in boring things, consistently, and ignore whatever's trending. No meme stocks, no crypto tips from a group chat, no chasing what went up 40% last month. Just low-cost index funds, bought on the same schedule, every month, bull market or crash. It's not exciting. It won't make a good story at a party. But boring, consistent investing has quietly built more millionaires than every hot stock tip combined. The wealthy aren't smarter investors than you. They're more patient ones. They understand that time in the market beats timing the market, and they'd rather be slightly bored for 20 years than excited for 2 weeks and broke for the rest. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most people watching this. Most viewers click away before minute 3. Stay with me, because move 4 is the one that quietly changes how you see every single purchase you make. Move 4. Avoid status spending. Move 4. The one I promised you. This is the one that surprises people most. The wealthy actively avoid looking wealthy. Research on self-made millionaires found most drive ordinary, older cars, not because they can't afford better, but because status spending is a trap. Every dollar spent trying to look rich is a dollar that can't compound into actually being rich. The flashy car, the designer bag, the loudest vacation posts, those are often financed by people with the least in savings, spending to convince strangers of something their bank account doesn't say. Real wealth doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need to be believed. The quietest person in the room, driving the 10-year-old car, might have the biggest number in their brokerage account, precisely because they stopped performing wealth and started building it. Move 5. Keep housing costs low. Move 5. They keep housing costs far below what the bank approves them for. Just because you're approved for a certain mortgage or rent doesn't mean you should take it. The wealthy treat that approval amount as a ceiling to stay under, not a target to hit. Housing is usually the single largest expense in anyone's budget, so even a small percentage saved here creates massive room everywhere else. For investing, for opportunities, for not living paycheck to paycheck. A smaller home in a smart location with a payment that barely stresses your budget builds more wealth over a decade than a stretched dream house payment ever will. The house doesn't make you rich. The money you didn't spend on it does. Move 6. Negotiate quietly. Move 6. They negotiate everything quietly without ever announcing it. Salary, bills, insurance, big purchases. The wealthy rarely accept the first number. Not aggressively, not publicly, just consistently. A 5-minute call to negotiate a bill down, or asking for a better offer before accepting a job. These feel small, almost embarrassing. But do that consistently for 10 years, and you've quietly redirected thousands of dollars back into your own pocket instead of someone else's profit margin. Nobody sees this move happen. There's no post about it. It's one of the quietest wealth-building habits that exists because it doesn't reward you with attention, only with money. And that trade is the whole point. Move 7. Track net worth privately. Move 7. They track their net worth in private and stop comparing their income to anyone else's. Income is what people see. Net worth is what actually matters, and almost nobody shares that number. The wealthy check it monthly, assets minus debts, and use it as their only scoreboard. Not their neighbor's new car, not their coworker's salary, just their own number, quietly climbing, checked in private, celebrated in private. This single shift, from comparing income to tracking net worth, changes how every other decision gets made. Once you're playing your own game instead of someone else's, the noise around you gets a lot quieter. And so does the way you spend. 7 moves, none of them loud, none of them will trend. But that's exactly why they work. Almost nobody has the patience to do boring things for years, so almost nobody gets the result. If even one of these hit home, pick just one, this week, not someday, and put it into practice. Not all 7. 1. That's how quiet wealth actually starts. Not with a stock tip, but with one boring decision repeated until it compounds. If this helped you see money differently, subscribe, because I'm breaking down one real, practical wealth move like this every few days. No hype, no hacks, just what actually works. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, I'm going now, coming back in few days. Remember me.